Day 6, better than you think. I was shy as a child. If you put me in a big group, you might not know I was there because I wasn't gonna speak up or I wasn't gonna try to stand out. Eventually, though, as I grew older, I matured in this area, and my confidence and boldness grew incrementally through many experiences. I would be asked to give a speech in class, and therefore I had to step up and do it. And I eventually ran for student body president in high school, won that, and then I needed to make my pitch before the entire student body as part of that process. And each time it was a stretch, but afterwards it was a notch in the belt, in my mental belt. I can do this, and my confidence grew. After my freshman year in college, I did a youth ministry internship in a church in Florida. I was from Indiana, and so this was a big jump, big move away. Went to a larger city, much larger than where I was from. Two things stood out to me that I needed to do. First, I was going to go door to door in the city, knock on doors, ask a stranger if they had time to take a survey. Survey took about 10 minutes, and it could feel like it took an hour. That cold calling was a stretch. Second, I was asked to preach the Sunday morning sermon to the church near the end of my summer internship there. Now, that was stressful. I do not think I would have volunteered if you would have said, hey, do you want to do this? But when I was told this was part of what the role was, the internship, I need to step up, I need to do it, so I did it. I prepared, and that Sunday when I was up front, roughly 200 people were there. I'm not sure if they could see my hands shaking or my knees trembling, but I preached the sermon. I would not have said I was a gifted speaker, but I was told by leaders along the way that I was doing a fine job and that I had a gift in this. This was eye-opening to me. How could a shy guy like me be a public speaker? Fast forward to today, and I've had the opportunity to speak to groups of 500, 600, even over 1,000 people in another country. And that was via a translator even. That's another story for another time. I didn't have the belief that I could do it, but others saw the gift and potential in me and believed in me. Many times I've come to see that we are our own ceiling. We put a lid on ourselves and potential that others don't see. They see us as our true selves with lots of potential. We are the ones that fail to see that. We fail to see the potential in ourselves that others see. This limits us and limits how God can work through us to impact the world. There's two lessons here. Number one, you are more gifted than you realize, all right? And number two, someone else probably needs to hear that as well, that from you about their gifts and their confidence can be raised and their potential can be realized, all right? We sell ourselves short far too often. We measure ourselves with a standard that is far more harsh than the world actually uses on us. We can be our own worst critic. How about you? Can you understand that? You are better than you think you are. You are more gifted than you give yourself credit for. Please believe me. This is important, all right? You are uniquely created and gifted. You can rise up and do it. You can stand in front of them. You can speak. You can share your musical talent, your artistic talent, your entrepreneurial talent with the world. You can learn that second language and you can speak it. You have talents, you have abilities. School and work never measure fully what our capabilities are. Just because you routinely got C's in school does not mean you are not intelligent. The in crowd isn't an accurate barometer of your worth and your skill. Our education system's grading isn't a measure of your worth, potential, or intelligence. Neither is the job you're doing a measure of who you are and what all you can do. It's just something you are doing right now. I want to pour the confidence and strength of the all-powerful, risen from the dead, Jesus Christ, into you. Do not stand down. Do not let your mind keep you down. Do not let poor self-talk win. You are better than you think you are. Others most often see you as stronger, more talented, more gifted than you see yourself. Some of my biggest regrets as I look back in life are the things I didn't attempt because I didn't believe I had it in me to do them. The door was open. I didn't see it, didn't want to see it, didn't believe I could walk through it. So I didn't. I regret it. I want to walk through it with the time I've got left here on this earth. I want to rise up and step out. I want you to stand up, believe, and walk through those fears as well. I want you to walk through that door that you don't think you can. You are better than you think you are. Believe me. Believe it. All right, let's talk about the actionables. Better than you think, actionables. Number one, what is that thing that comes to mind as you reflect on this, that thing that you haven't done, or that thing before you that you're not sure you should try, will try, might try, write it down. What is that one? Second, write out a list of gifts that you've identified in yourself. What should potentially be on that list that you have hesitated to write down, but others have noted? Now you got to think about what others have told you. Write those down as well. Think about what others have told you. Okay? Those are the two actionables. Now, a practical challenge. Take your list of gifts to someone you trust and have them give you feedback on it. What is missing from their perspective? Watch what happens. That's going to be good. Day 6 Bible reading, Jeremiah 1, 4-9, and Jeremiah 29, 11. Jeremiah 1 first, verse 4. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you. I will rescue you, declares the Lord. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, I have put words in your mouth. Jeremiah 29, 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. All right? Final word. Many times I've come to see that we are our own ceiling. We put a lid on ourselves and our potential that others don't see. We fail to see the potential in ourselves that others see. This limits us and limits how God can work through us to impact the world. Okay? So don't limit yourself. All right? That would day